Okay, so let's unpack this. For years, we've tracked layer ones for AI, for gaming, for real world assets. But today, we are diving into a protocol built for something, well, something far more chaotic. Internet culture itself. We're talking about MemeCore and its native asset, Mall or Done.
And what's so fascinating here is that MemeCore isn't just launching another meme coin. That's what they call Meme 1.0. They're trying to build the entire infrastructure for Meme 2.0.
Meme 2.0. So what does that actually mean?
Well, their whole take on the market was that the current cycle is just. It's purely speculative. It's wildly volatile and, fundamentally unsustainable. So MemeCore's goal is structural. They're trying to build a sustainable viral economy from the ground up.
That's a huge proposition. I mean, their mission statement is incredibly ambitious. They want to transform fleeting social interactions, your viral posts, your jokes.
All of it. Turn all that engagement into verifiable on-chain value. They are literally aiming to make culture a form of capital. It's basically an attention economy built for the blockchain.
Right. Okay. So to figure out how they're pulling off this financial and cultural alchemy, we've got a great stack of sources today.
We do. We've got the core technical docs that detail their unique consensus mechanism. We have financial news covering their really aggressive exchange listings on places like Bickett and BingX. Plus, we have some in-depth reports on their institutional backing from giants like DWF Labs and the latest roadmap for 2026.
So we're looking at the tech, the money, and the very calculated political marketing strategy. So let's start at the beginning. Why do we even need this? You and I have watched so many of these meme coins just launch, spike, and then completely vanish. The turnover is just terrifying.
The statistics are more than terrifying. They're catastrophic. And they show exactly why Meme 2.0 is, in their view, necessary. We looked at a study showing that something like 97% of meme coin projects fail within a single year.
97%?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And most of them are vaporware in days or weeks. MemeCore's whole argument is that this happens because Meme 1.0 tokens have no utility. There's no structural reward for longevity. They're built for one thing: quick profit extraction.
So the whole point of the MemeCore L1 is to create an environment where that 97% failure rate is structurally impossible. Okay, let's look at the tech fix. It's a new L1, but they're using existing tech, which seems like a smart shortcut.
That's right. It's an EVM-compatible L1. It uses something called the Green client, which is really just a specialized fork of the very stable and proven Go Ethereum code base.
And that's a key decision, isn't it? It means millions of developers who know Solidity, who use MetaMask.
Exactly. They can immediately start building on MemeCore. They don't have to learn a whole new language or framework. They're essentially poaching talent from the established ecosystem.
Okay, and this is where it gets really interesting and where the name comes from. The engine of this whole viral economy is their consensus mechanism. They call it proof of meme, or POM.
POS, it's an evolution. It's designed for high transaction volume while specifically rewarding cultural activity. It sort of blends elements from two established structures: proof of authority, or POA.
Which gives it speed and efficiency for block finality.
Right. And then it takes from delegated proof of stake, or DPoS, which lets smaller holders delegate their stake to validators.
But the defining feature, the thing that actually makes it proof of meme, is how the rewards are distributed, right? It's not just about running a secure node.
Precisely. It's a dual reward system. It doesn't just reward the tech security from the validators running the nodes. It also directly rewards the cultural engagement from the community. The creators, the artists, the amplifiers who make things go viral, they've found a way to validate and reward subjective cultural relevance.
Yeah. I have to push back a bit here, though. That sounds great on paper, but when you look at the validator requirement, it seems like it reintroduces this massive financial barrier. A participant has to self-stake a colossal 7 million Mullen dollar tokens. How can they justify that kind of centralization risk when they're trying to build a community-driven culture?
And that is the crucial tension at the heart of the project. Their argument is that the high stake is for initial network security. It's to filter out bad actors, given the volatility of a meme-driven chain. But you're right, it instantly limits validator access to institutions or whales.
So what's the fix?
To mitigate that, they've introduced dynamism. The validator set is refreshed incredibly often. It cycles out every 10 blocks, which is about every 70 seconds. So this rotation is supposed to balance out the high barrier with a constant need for participation.
Okay, let's zoom in on the token itself, dollar, and how they build structures to fight that volatility. Because the whole key to Meme 2.0 is incentivizing people not to just sell tomorrow.
Right. And the core of that strategy is the native token, $. It's the utility knife for the whole ecosystem. It pays for gas fees, and that's important because a portion of those fees gets permanently burned, which introduces a really crucial deflationary element. And then it's also used for staking, for governance, and it's the main reward token.
And they realized pretty quickly their initial supply schedule was too inflationary, didn't they? They didn't just tweak it. They performed, monetary surgery?
It was a dramatic policy shift. In July 2025, just after launch, they implemented the reward tree hard fork. Think of it like this. They didn't just tweak the thermostat, they slammed on the brakes of inflation. They slashed block rewards by a massive 73%. They dropped the new supply from $112.5 million down to just $30 million.
Wow.
Yeah, and that drastic cut wasn't just a technical fix. It was a political signal to the market that they were serious about monetary stability, even if it meant sacrificing some short-term growth.
That's one thing. But what about the individual meme tokens launched on their chain, the MRC20s? How do they stop that 97% failure rate there? This is where the meme vaults come in, and they seem like the single most important innovation here.
Absolutely. The meme vault is the backbone of Meme 2.0 longevity. When a new MRC20 meme token gets launched, that's their token standard, like ERC20 for Ethereum, a meme vault smart contract is automatically created. This vault instantly allocates 5% of that token's total supply to a reserve pool.
So that 5% isn't just sold or airdropped, it's locked away for the sustained cultural participants. But who are they exactly, and how do they earn it?
That's the key mechanism. Think of the meme vault as an endowment fund for virality. This reserve is distributed linearly over a really long-term vesting schedule of 1,000 days.
1,000 days, so nearly 3 years.
Right. And the people who earn from that vault are the meme token delegators. These are the users who are actively creating content, promoting the token, generating sustained engagement for that specific project. If you stop posting the meme, if the culture around it dies, you stop earning from that reserve.
That is brilliant. It structurally shifts the incentive away from a quick pump and dump to a sustained, almost job-like contribution. You're rewarded for being a cultural steward for years, not just for being fast. That alignment between culture and capital is really the key.
And it all feeds back into the L1's security through the block reward split. The POM rewards are very structured. 75% goes to the core dollar stakers, the people financially securing the L1. Then, and this is crucial, 24% goes directly to those meme token delegators, the ones securing the individual cultural projects, and the last 1% goes to the block proposer. It's a clear pipeline incentivizing long-term commitment at every single layer.
And of course, systems need tools. You can't just build this and expect non-technical people to use it.
For sure. They launched with a strong suite of core dApps. There's MemeX, which is a no-code MRC20 launchpad. It makes it simple for anyone to create a new token with its own meme vault. They also have EverySwap, which is basically Uniswap v3 AMM functionality for trading. And looking ahead, they're launching MemeMax in January 2026. That's their perpetual DX, which is built for leveraged trading, a crucial piece for attracting serious volume.
And the launch of this ecosystem clearly hit a nerve with the market. Let's shift to the market momentum, because this thing had a massive surge in mid-2025. It really validated the Meme 2.0 concept, at least financially.
Massive is an understatement. Since its initial listing in July 2025, $1 saw an absolutely eye-watering 2,400% increase from its listing price. It hit an all-time high of $2.96 by September 18th, 2025, which just shows that even with their commitment to longevity, the market's initial appetite was still driven by pure speculative frenzy.
And that kind of immediate high-octane growth is what brings in the institutional interest. It shifts the project from a curious experiment to a major financial player. That's why we saw the big move with DWF Labs.
Exactly. In September 2025, DWF Labs, which is a powerhouse crypto investment firm known for aggressive market making, they announced a strategic investment and partnership. Their role is absolutely critical. They're there to scale adoption and provide deep, consistent liquidity. And liquidity is the lifeblood for volatile assets. Securing DWF Labs alongside early VCs like Waterdrip Capital and IBC Ventures gave them this immediate institutional credibility that's so rare in the meme sector.
And their market entry strategy was itself kind of genius. They didn't just list on one exchange and wait.
No, it was a calculated, aggressive move. They got simultaneous listings across pretty much every major centralized exchange. We're talking Binance, Alpha, Kraken, BitGet, BingX. This instantly guaranteed massive broad liquidity. It made sure $1 had retail access and institutional visibility from day one. That's how you get a 2,400% surge.
Now we have to talk about the political marketing stunt that really cemented their reputation. The Trump dinner. I mean, it wasn't just marketing. It was high-stakes performance art designed to hijack the attention economy.
It was pure, unadulterated spectacle. So, MemeCore's founder attended a high-profile dinner with President Donald Trump at his Virginia golf club. And this wasn't a random invite. The founder had strategically positioned himself as the second largest holder of the Trump P meme coin.
Right, so he bought his way in, culturally speaking.
Essentially, the whole campaign involved a massive $17.5 million token purchase in the days before the event. And it engaged over 3 million participants on social media. It was a perfect collision of political culture, meme finance, and the crypto elite. It made a single, undeniable statement.
It proved that Tomb understands that Meme 2.0 isn't just about code, it's about culture manipulation for financial gain. But here's the flip side of all that momentum. Volatility doesn't only go up.
And the market structure shows that, despite the technical scaffolding they've built, speculation still rules the day. We saw intense derivatives activity in late 2025. There was a strong 12% rally on Binance futures at one point, which shows intense leveraged bullishness. But our sources also reported sharp 10.2% single-day drops in the spot price right after. It just confirms that leveraged trading really dominates the daily sentiment, and the core Meme 2.0 structure is constantly fighting against that short-term speculative capital.
And that tension brings us to the 2026 roadmap. The team is clearly looking past the hype and focusing on regulatory compliance and expansion.
Their immediate priority is conquering the Asian market, which is lucrative but notoriously tricky. Specifically, MemeCore is pursuing what's called a Virtual Asset Service Provider, or VASP, registration in South Korea. And their strategy to get it is incredibly bold. They're trying to acquire a KOSDAQ-listed company. That is a huge financial and regulatory undertaking.
And securing a VASP license would be monumental for a project like this.
Yeah.
It would enable regulated KRW to one-hour swaps. It opens the door to institutional money in Korea.
Absolutely. And if they pull it off, the plan is to replicate that same strategy for regulatory approval in Japan and Singapore throughout 2026. It's a clear move away from being just a crypto experiment toward becoming a regulated global financial player.
But the infrastructure has to be flawless for that kind of volume.
Yeah.
So what are the key technical challenges they have to solve in 2026? They already have some legacy issues.
They do. It's mainly around the user experience with cross-chain movements. We've seen reports of issues with the protocol bridge, things like really high fees. We saw reports of a $10 million minimum just for transfers to BNB chain. That kind of fee makes small retail transactions totally unfeasible. So the team has upgrades planned for Q1 2026 to fix that. It's non-negotiable if they want broad liquidity.
Okay, and finally, let's go back to the structural risk we flagged earlier.
Yeah.
Centralization, that high validator barrier.
It's still the elephant in the room. The $7 million self-stake requirement, combined with only 100 initial validator slots, it creates an inherent centralization risk. The wealth concentration required to secure the network kind of contradicts the whole decentralized grassroots meme culture ethos. They know this, and they have plans in 2026 to expand Poland eligibility beyond just dollar stakers. The idea is to let high-volume MRC20 tokens, the most successful meme projects, participate in securing the network.
Which should help to diversify power away from just the early dollar whales.
That's the hope.
So what's the takeaway here? We have MemeCore and L1 that is, technically engineered a way to convert the chaotic energy of internet culture, the memes, the viral posts, into verifiable long-term financial assets.
Right. They've done an expert job executing their technical vision. They've secured massive liquidity. They've gotten critical institutional validation from firms like DWF Labs. But the financial reality is that the market dynamics are still pure meme sector. The dramatic 2,400% spikes, the double-digit leveraged rallies and drops, it's all still driven by volatility and speculation. It's a battle between their technical architecture and just raw human appetite.
It seems like they successfully built the bomb shelter, but the forecast is still for pure chaos outside.
Precisely. We've seen that rewarding cultural output and virality is now technically possible on-chain. The system is built for longevity. It's designed to break that 97% failure cycle. But the real question remains for you, the listener, and for the market. In a sector that's still so dominated by massive leverage trading and instant speculation, can the technical foundation of proof of meme truly sustain cultural value over the long term? Or will the short-term speculative capital always carry the torch and, eventually just melt the structure? That is the real test for Meme 2.0 in the years to come.